You're listening to the Thrive Podcast, where every week we dive into a practical, tactical tip to bring you from a life of simply surviving to thriving. It's personal development for the everyday girl who is done with coasting through her days, done with feeling like she's missing out on the deeper meaning of her own life, and done with mediocrity once and for all. Because it's not enough to simply survive. You deserve to thrive. Welcome back to Thrive, the COVID-19 episode where we talk all about thriving in quarantine. You know David versus Goliath, right? You know that God didn't kill Goliath, right? God can do all things, anything, all things, zero limit, not one. And yet, he didn't kill Goliath. He let David, a shrimp of a shepherd boy, step up to the plate against a literal giant with armor and weaponry and all sorts of crap your pants kind of scary stuff. David had but 5 small stones and a buttload of faith. And he beat Goliath. Friends, God isn't going to send down a lightning bolt to stop COVID-19. But we have got social distancing, self-quarantining, hand washing, no face touching, and stop the panicking. 5 small stones. Use them. In case you haven't noticed or have been bunkered away in some desolate bungalow in the middle of the jungle without Wi-Fi or a newspaper in the past few weeks, shit has gone down, friends. We are in the midst of something that none of us have really witnessed ever. This novel coronavirus that has taken the world by storm. A very big, very bad storm. Many of us are holed up in quarantine or on lockdown for at least 2 weeks, if not the foreseeable future, and we're struggling with all the feelings, but mostly anxiety, worry, stress, the not-so-good feelings that inevitably accompany something of this kind of horrible, uncertain magnitude. I'm not here to tell you things you already know, or at least have already heard from one news source or another. You know to socially distance yourself, not just for your own sake, but for others who might not be as immunologically sound or healthy as you. You know to wash your hands and sanitize wherever, whenever, and to not touch your face where germs can get in. You know to be mindful of the media you're consuming right now, to not trust everything that isn't triple fact-checked or coming straight from the mouth of the CDC. So I just want to pop in to do my part in helping you go a bit beyond this world of sheer survival mode that it feels like we're suddenly living in, where grocery stores feel like a zombie apocalypse and everyone and their mother is hoarding a year's worth of toilet paper in the garage. Let's chat a few things you can do to thrive as much as possible while quarantined thanks to COVID-19. First things first, don't panic. And trust me, as someone who has suffered from anxiety and panic attacks in the past, I know how hard this can be, especially when we've lost all sense of control. In any time of crisis, down to day-to-day uncertainties, it can become easy to get sucked into our TVs or social media news feeds, constantly refreshing for the latest updates. But that's not necessarily good. Not everything that glitters is gold, so not all information is factual. And it doesn't necessarily lead to solutions, let alone inner peace. Avoid anxiety by first acknowledging that, like many things in life, not everything is in our control. But here's the thing. More often than not, our sense of control isn't real anyways. The same way we get by and don't perpetually panic about getting hit by a car or suffering a heart attack in everyday life, we can't let ourselves be anxious at home about all of the inevitable what-ifs. We may think we're in control in the driver's seat of our own car, but that doesn't stop us from getting into an uncontrollable accident. We may think we're in control as the boss of a company, but that doesn't stop us from getting financially uncomfortable if the economy starts struggling. Does that mean we walk around living out our days in fear or anxiety, never knowing what could or might happen next? No. It means we do the best we can wherever we're at with whatever we've got. Just like in anything in life. You prepare, then you perform. Second, don't pretend to be invincible. There are folks still swearing that this virus won't or can't affect them, or that they'll be fine if it does. But really, that's a selfish mindset. because your next door neighbor undergoing chemotherapy or your 92-year-old grandmother might not be so #blessed with an immune system to beat it right about now. Do your part to help flatten the curve without spreading misinformation and avoid contact with other people or potentially contaminated surfaces until it clears. Third, don't put worldly needs above heavenly needs. Breaking news, your 54 rolls of toilet paper and gallon tubs of hand sanitizer ain't doing you know what. If your neighbor has none, then gets sick and sneezes on you. We're all in this together. Don't forsake your brother in fear of the unknown. We might not know what's next, but God does. Don't underestimate the power of solitude. Social distancing is obviously the hottest buzzword right about now, and for good reason. But what the heck does one do while being socially distant? Heck, a lot. You can organize your life. That junk drawer you've been saying you'd clear out since 2013, now's the time. Take to some early spring cleaning, go through your closet, and take out anything you've had for 5 years or more, or anything that doesn't make you feel confident or comfortable. Clean out your makeup and skincare collections to pitch anything expired. Look through your house to donate anything that doesn't spark joy, and figure out what might be able to be systemized a bit better in the areas of your home that are most used or highly trafficked. Busy your body to help busy your mind. Now is the perfect time to try an at-home workout. If you've got some tools at home to get started, great. Dust off the Peloton, pull out the free weights, and get moving. But if not, no worries and no excuses. Got steps in your house? Awesome. Run up and down them for a minute straight, then do 10 push-ups on them. Then get into a plank position and hold for 30 seconds. Do 25 squats and then repeat. Voila, a full body workout with zero equipment, all without leaving your house. Hop on YouTube and pull up a dance workout because getting your heart beat up can be fun too. Or download an app to your phone with different workout routines and try a new one every day. Try something new. Now's a great time to try a new recipe you've been eyeing or pick up a new book. Speaking of which, have you pre-ordered my new book, Caffeinate Your Soul, yet? Write down a list of 10 things you've been meaning to do or that you'd like to try and make it happen. Do some serious self-reflection, be it on yourself, your relationships with friends or family, or God. Do some soul searching, sister. What are you grateful for? What do you love most about yourself? What might you want to change about yourself? Does your heart need healing? Does your mind? Do some journaling and brain dumping and take this time to get to know the most important person in your life a bit better, you. And this is 2020. FaceTime is a beautiful gift. Don't risk in-person contact right now when you've got 21st century technology on your side. You can FaceTime everyone in your contacts list, and COVID-19 ain't got nothing on you there. Friends, at the end of the day, life isn't perfect. It never was, and it never will be, for anyone. While it undoubtedly feels so isolating, being cooped up in your house by yourself for whatever period of time this ends up being, you're not alone. We're all in this together. I've said it before, and I'll say it again now because it's a healthy reminder that I'll probably keep repeating because it's worth it and you're worth it. But it all comes down to perspective. Surviving to thriving takes some simple shifts in your lifestyle, sure, but sometimes a healthy shift in perspective will also do the trick. No rain, no flowers. Every rose has a thorn, sure, but every thorn is also attached to a rose. Now is the time to intentionally choose your perspective and actively seek joy amidst the anxieties and stresses. Whether the glass is half full or half empty, the volume inside is exactly the same. So instead of focusing solely on stories of people falling apart in the toilet paper aisles, focus on communities coming together to help their elderly or immunocompromised members stay safe. Do your part to control what you can, but actively choose your perspective for the rest. Facts are facts, and it's a fact that the coronavirus pandemic is not good. But it's also a fact that the coronavirus pandemic is not forever, while it might feel like an eternity while it's happening now. No plague or pandemic in the history of ever lasted forever. Even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. So when you can, Shift your perspective to find the fun and create the joy in the midst of the storm. We can see a world falling apart, or we can see a world coming together. Stay safe, stay well, stay healthy, friends. We're all in this together. Wait, before you go, if you like what you just listened to, drop us 5 stars on iTunes. Make sure you're subscribed to never miss an episode of Thrive. And if you're on Instagram, snap a screenshot and share to your story with what episode you're tuning into, and tag me at Erica Lagenza with what part resonated with you the most. That way I can see what's helping you, and your friends can pick up a helpful tidbit too. Thanks for tuning in. It's your time to thrive.